Here are the answers to the warm-ups on May 14th. So it says draw a rectangle with side lengths of 4 inches and 10 inches. What is its area and perimeter? So area of a rectangle is how many little rectangles fit on the inside. And since this is 4 units tall, I just have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 10 units across. I, of course, have 10 going across. So if I counted all of them, I would count 40, and that would be the area. It'd be 40 inches square or square inches. The fast way, of course, is just do 4 times 10, and you'd also get 40. The other part is asking what the perimeter of it is. That's if you were to build a fence. So if I were to just go down this side, it would be 4 inches long, and then this side's another 10 inches, and then this side's another 4 inches, and this last side is another 10 inches. So you add all those together, and we're going to get 28. And the 28 inches is the perimeter. Perimeter is one dimension, so it does not get the squared. Area is covering the surface of a two-dimensional shape, and therefore it gets the square sign. Number 2, in the equation y equals m times x plus b, what does m and b represent? So in 8th grade, this is the most popular form of a linear equation. And understanding m is your pattern. So if you were to always increase or go over by 1 unit, how much higher or lower does your value get? And that's what this is. And b is the y-intercept, which really means your starting point. So if x had a value of 0, how much would you have at that point? That's the value of b. It's also, of course, where your line crosses the y-axis. It's known as the y-intercept on a graph. And your third problem, looking to simplify. So here we have the product of these two raised to the third power. So when I look at this, the long way to figure it out is to actually draw out 6 to the third power times 5 to the fifth power. Now these bases are different. 6s and 5s are not the same number, so I'm really not going to be able to use any kind of shortcut here. But it is to the third power, which means I don't just have one set of these, I have 3 sets. So I could keep drawing another 6 times 6 times 6 times 5 times 5 all the way across, and we get 3 different sets of them. Well, by the time I'm done, how many 6s would I be multiplying? I'd have a set of 3, another set of 3, another set of 3, so I'd have 9. And how many 5s would I have? Well, I have 5 in each set, and there are 3 sets of them, so it'd be 15. So I get 6 to the 9th times 5 to the 15th would be my simplified answer. So the shortcut is you take your exponents, and instead of adding them like we'd have in this problem, we're going to multiply them. So 3 times 3 is 9, and 5 times 3 is 15. The second problem for number 3 deals with division. So 3 to the 4th divided by 2 to the 6th, all of that raised to the second power or squared. So it kind of works the same way. These are different bases. We can't really do anything with those. But 3 to the 4th squared, if I were to just solve that, I would get 3 to the 8th power. 4 times 2 is 8. And if I just looked at the bottom and did 2 to the 6th squared, that would give me 2 to the 12th power. And there you go. This is your simplified answer. So you just treat these, the top and the bottom, do them separately. Just take care of 3 to the 4th squared, and then do 2 to the 6th squared, and you have your solution.